feeling like a shark in a shrimp tank. Big fish, small pond in the shrimp tank.
Welcome to the post-show wrap-up of the Shrimp Tank, coming to you from our virtual studio. I'm Brad Berger, along with my co-host Dan Wheaton. Our guest today, Ray and Diane Donahue with Peninsula Paint Company. We just had a fun and intriguing conversation with Ray and Diane. To listen to the entire podcast, visit shrimptankpodcast.com/Seattle or listen to us through iHeartRadio, Spotify, Google Podcasts. You can also still subscribe to our podcast on iTunes. We're always interested in your feedback, so please do not forget to rate us. So, Ray and Diane, how did you get into the paint business?
Well, I sort of started my working career in high school when I through hardware stores and lumber yards, and I think after several years in retail, I wanted to get out of retail, so I went into kind of wholesale. I was a distributor rep for about 20 years, and decided that I really wanted to work for myself. So as a distributor rep, we ended up basically purchasing kind of three of my accounts. And so Diane's been in the accounting field, and so between the two of us, she didn't really care what business model we had, but I kind of fell along the lines of, I'm going to do what I know. So we ended up buying three retail paint stores and started them off that way.
And built from there.
Yeah.
Built from there.
So, and everybody's going to have to listen to the entire podcast because it's just a lot of fun to listen to a family business, a true family business over the course of nearly 20 years. I want to ask both of you this. Are you a business owner or are you an entrepreneur? And is there a difference?
I think there is a difference. And I think we are independent business owners. As opposed to an entrepreneur, I think an entrepreneur is one that, can take an idea to fruition. And we kind of purchased a business, existing business, and have put our own twist on it. And also being in Benjamin Moore, with a Benjamin Moore affiliation, they have helped us, along the way. They supplied us with the tools and help that we needed along the way to run a successful business. So I think that we're considered an independent business owner.
And what does that take? What does that entail to be successful at that?
Hard work.
Yeah.
Putting your all into,
You got to have, a lot of gumption, you got to get up in the morning and keep your nose to the grindstone. And it's not all easy, but, you think you're your own boss, but you're not. You have other bosses. You get the banks and vendors and the state taxes, and it's still, you got other people looking over your shoulder. So you're not totally on your own, but destiny.
And I'm going to tease this out just a little bit because you've got to listen to the entire podcast, because there's a specific example in there where Ray and Diane talk about some of the things that they had to do as small business owners during COVID. So you guys were recently featured in one of our prominent local magazines, West Sound. So what was that experience like for you guys? And what did they ask you?
Yeah, that was great. And actually, it was kind of funny because when our very first press release was written by Kevin Dwyer, and he was the one that wrote the article all these years later. So that kind of came full circle. And they asked about the history of our company and showed our 5 stores. And
it featured a lot of our key employees and, and then kind of what made us successful as far as, our different roles that we play in the company and how we work together and are still married.
Yeah.
So, a lot of people ask that.
Right.
Well, and actually it's funny because again, as Brad said, you got to listen to the whole thing because you have different roles, and that's part of the whole deal of being independent business owners.
Yeah.
Yep.
So,
So listen, we might have people watching this or listening to it and saying, I need a fresh coat of paint on my wall or on my house. How do people find you?
You can find us on Facebook and also at PeninsulaPaintCo.com. We have our website there with links and
5 locations.
5 locations of Kitsap and Olympic Peninsulas. So we're serving all the West Sound.
And,
Right.
and they can read all about you in West Sound Magazine. So once again, this is just a taste of what you can expect by listening to the entire podcast. Visit shrimptankpodcast.com/Seattle or listen to us on iHeartRadio, Spotify, Google Podcasts. You can also subscribe to our podcast on iTunes. We'd love to hear from you. So please do not forget to rate us. Thanks to all of our shrimp peeler sponsors and to you, our listeners and followers.
And that shrimp peeler sponsor, Port Ludlow Resort. Again, yeah, I agree with Brad. Thank you to you. Hey, listen, Brad, we're going to be back in 2 weeks on Wednesday, February 24th with our guest, Nick Hughes with Founders Media Live. Please come back. Check us out on the live podcast broadcast on our Facebook page. Keep coming back for more. But for right now, for today, the hay is in the barn.
I've been feeling like a shark in a shrimp tank. Big fish, small pond in the shrimp